Ether was scathing, more scathing to me because that's what it took for Hov to get to that point. Clearly, Hov has self-esteem issues. I love you, Uncle Hov, by the way.
So I think people hold him to a different standard. If Drake was rapping about Grippy, no one would care.
What I appreciate about Sexyy is her authenticity. She's out here twerking at a Zach Bryan concert. Hey, you don't see that every day, you know what I'm saying? We are back from Memorial Day weekend.
It's just two of us.
Just the two of us. Trevor Anderson is in Paris. He went to go see Nadal, who caught an L, unfortunately, straight sets. Wow. But we gonna hold it down in Trevor's memory and Nadal. We caused a little ruckus last week on the internet. We put out our top 15 most scathing disses of all time.
Yeah.
I think before we dive into, 15 to 1, we should break down because there was a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
Like, is this the greatest, disses of all time?
Not
What's
the
scathing?
greatest, not the best, not the greatest. We saw everyone do their greatest and their best lists, right. And we've been kicking around how to tackle it for a while. We were like, oh, we should do something in this world. And the thing that we all talked about most from this battle was just how piercing and personal and just scathing and disrespectful these disses were, especially the last three. I guess four. Last four.
That's four.
I guess
that's four.
Family Matters.
Meet the
Grams. Not like us, and
the Hard Part 6.
Yeah. I mean, that was.
Yeah, he still was throwing some low blows in there.
Yeah. And so that was our conversation for most of it. It was like, yo, the thing that has differentiated this battle from other battles has been the tone and the timbre of the songs that have been released. A lot of people have been like, this is not how battle rap is supposed to go. Right. Battle rap is supposed to be about bars and respect and not lying. And I was like, I don't know if you guys have listened to battle rap, bro. Like, them niggas are wild disrespectful.
Nasty work.
And so in the spirit of just, showing people that, like, yo, one, battle rap has always been, even at the high level where you have multi-platinum artists, even at that level, it's been super scathing all the way down to, like, the battle rap leagues. And so what we're seeing now, as crazy as it sounds, is nothing new. And so it was like, yeah, let's just put together what we believe are the 15 most scathing, and just to show people, that this has been rap for a long time. Yeah, this is nothing new.
Well, let's give them the 15. Let's start with number 15, T.I., What's Up, What's Happening. 14, Roxanne Shante, Roxanne's Revenge. 13, Remy Ma, Sheether. 12, Cameron Diaz-Stan. 11, Eazy-E, Real Motherfucking G's. 10, Eminem, Nailing the Coffin. 9, Common, The Bitch in You. 8, 50 Cent, Back Down. 7, Drake, Family Matters. 6, Nas, Ether. 5, Kendrick Lamar, Meet the Grams. 4, Ice Cube, No Vaseline. 3, Jay-Z, Super Ugly. 2, Pusha T, Story of Adidon. And 1, Mr. Tupac Shakur, Hit 'Em Up.
Yeah. So again, these aren't the best.
Yeah, we got to reiterate that.
These aren't the best diss songs. I think if you think about the best diss songs, you have to think about them as songs first. Like, these are amazing songs that are also disses towards people. Yeah. No. These are diss tracks that were just unabashedly fucked up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Scathing. I heard a lot of people saying that Ether should be higher.
I was one of them.
Which I think if I had to rank it again, I'd definitely put it top 5. I think, just because I went back and listened to it after reading everyone's comments, and I think at the time I was like, this is not scathing at all. This is just
because it's gotten so much more personal over the years.
Yeah. But even at that time, it was like, yeah, he talks about like Jay-Z, not getting love from girls because of his looks, which was like funny, but now I listen to it and I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. At the time, in high school, I was like, that's hilarious. But now I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. But then if you compare what Nas says on Ether to what Jay-Z says on Super Ugly, if someone tells you like, oh, you don't get girls because you're ugly, you'd be like,
But I fucked your baby
damn,
moms.
that's fucked up. Why would you say that to me? If someone comes up to you and you're like, hey, I had sex with your baby mother and I left my condom in your child's baby seat.
Yeah.
You're going to throw hands.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You're going to throw hands. That's not something you can wrap your way out of.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's
we
not
scrapping.
like the beef is over. Like, we're going to, now it's like something else.
No, we scrapping.
I think that's why Jay-Z apologized.
Yeah.
His mom was like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? This is crazy.
No, I agree. I agree from that standpoint. I remember when I was telling you, too, I think Ether was more scathing to me because that's what it took for Hov to get to that point.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
You know, the levels, like, clearly Hov has self-esteem issues. I love you, Uncle Hov, by the way. It's my guy.
Dope.
But I mean, Tybo Hov. Like, I remember watching Diary back in the day. I might not know MTV Diaries. Yeah. But you remember Hov taking a little boxing class and trying to get it in?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, Jay was still, at the time, I could only imagine, dealing with PTSD triggered when cats are talking about the renegade shit, when M
murdered you on your own shit.
Murdered him on their own shit, about still trying to step out of Biggie's shadow.
Yeah.
I think because Hov still was trying to combat those issues internally, it probably fucked up his psyche even more.
Yeah, I think in terms of a battle record, it was effective.
Yeah.
It was so effective because Nas just knew what buttons to push.
Absolutely.
You know, he knew Jay. Yeah. You know, he was like, dog, I know you. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, you don't want to do this. Like, I know you, bro. And not like I know like things about you, but he's like, I know who you are. And if you really want to do this, there are things I'm going to say to you that to other people it might not be as, you know, as like cheer-inducing as, you know, I make more money off your songs than you do, or 5 albums in 10 years, I can divide. Like, yeah, those are great lines, but really digging into insecurities you have is crazy.
Yeah, I still laugh to this day, man.
As I said to you, I think even the more piercing record that Nas made towards Jay was Last Real Nigga Alive.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he doesn't even focus on Jay for that long.
Oh, yeah.
But on that song where he's basically like, you're not even a part of this thing that I'm a part of.
He gave the whole narration to how to be.
He like kind of narrates like New York rap,
right? From
Biggie, from Wu-Tang. Like his inception on, and he's like, me, Biggie, and Wu-Tang were all a part of this thing, and then you were over here, and then you tried to be a part of it, but then you hit with Ain't No Nigga. Yeah. Tough. Yeah. It's tough.
I still think about I told you the last lines from that song. Like, I was Scarface, Jay was Manolo, hurt me when I had to kill him in his whole squad for dope. I still hits 20 years later.
I remember hearing that song on Godson and just being like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, he just really won't let it go.
I thought, you know, it's crazy you saying that. The aftermath, like freaking Last Real Nigga Alive and then Blueprint 2, those songs were top tier. Yeah. After the battle. Like, I know people are also probably looking at the list and saying, are we a little crazy for throwing in Drake and Kendrick when it comes to like an all-time list already?
No.
Are we like
I think this
is,
moment? You know, I think we've said on another show, this is, to me, one of the best battles ever.
Yeah.
This just goes without question. We've never seen anything like this. We've never seen people so quickly record songs that are so good. Mm-hmm. Like, the fact that Jay and Kendrick made Family Matters, Meet the Grams, Not Like Us, and Heart Part 6, and Euphoria, Push-Ups, and Euphoria, all within like a 3-week span, is nuts.
It's crazy.
We haven't heard Kendrick make songs in years.
We got a mini EP from Kendrick.
And he put out a 5-song EP. And they're all good. Yeah. They're all like, I go back and listen to all of them. Yeah. I made like a playlist of it, and I just go back and listen to all of them. It's crazy. It's a wild listen because it goes from like lighthearted and happy to like dark, and then to happy again.
The intentionality behind
back
it,
to dark. But no, I think Meet the Grams is probably, to me, it doesn't get more scathing than that. My man's talking to his father and calling. You talk to someone's mom and dad and say you're failures because of the son you produced.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes me think of the story I added on too when Push was like saying like Sandy, like you'll always be in last place.
God. It was like
I'm fighting somebody. You
Yeah,
said that about
bro,
my
like,
mama. You are not today.
the beef is over at that point.
About my
The beef
mama
is over
is
at that point.
crazy. And then the 40, the tick, tick, tick. Yeah, man.
You unearth that someone has a kid. You tell him that his parents are terrible. That the reason that you are unable to find love and have a family is because they were unable to find love and have a family.
Oh
and
my God.
then he talks about your closest friend who is suffering from a debilitating disease.
Mm-hmm.
I don't condone violence at all, but I would understand.
We fighting
If they got into a fight. I would get it.
And which is so crazy because Drake, who is a habitual line stepper, said, "Yo, there are rules to this," but yet he's the one that's quick to take off the gloves.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
There was also one song that people thought should be on there, which was Young Dolph's "Play with Your Bitch," which I went back and listened to, and
Scathing.
that was I agree with y'all. That was
pretty scathing.
That was definitely a scathing record.
Dolph, listen, man.
I gotta give it to Dolph.
Yeah,
I wasn't that familiar with that record beforehand, but props.
Like, I wasn't familiar with your game.
Yeah, like, God damn.
And then obviously, number one, Hit 'Em Up. Tupac, when him and Big were going at it, East Coast, West Coast. The video still plays in my mind. It's forever there, man. Why do you think that's undisputed?
I think that kind of set the tone for what we believe battle rap are. I think it was like, if I were to have a lineage of influence for diss records, it would be No Vaseline, and then Hit 'Em Up, and then it would be Story of Adion. Story of Adion, just because I believe that people now have this, or rappers now and fans have this weird expectation that every diss song has to have this like mind-blowing revelation that will end the rapper's career. I hate that, and people were expecting that in this battle. Yeah, there were like every few days we heard from some talking head or pundit or some random guy on Twitter who say like, "Oh, Drake has a bomb. Once Drake drops this bomb, it's over. Oh, Kendrick got a bomb. Once Kendrick drops this bomb, it's over." And it's like, I don't know, man. We don't really need those. We don't need you to really reveal things. I don't care. Like I care, but I don't.
And a good portion of them are lies anyway.
Yeah, like I don't need to know any of that stuff. Like, it's fine. You can just continue rapping about how terrible of a person that guy is. So that's my lineage. I think Hit 'Em Up is, to me, the most scathing, because if you think about that time, Biggie and Pac are friends. They go through their motions.
Doing freestyles together.
They're sleeping on each other's couches. And then, as they both find success, they part ways. Things begin to happen. Pac gets shot. Biggie makes the songs he makes that Pac believes are about him.
Shot you.
And Pac takes a beat that sounds very much like a Bad Boy beat. And before the beat even starts, before the song even begins, he says, "That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker." Before the rapping even begins.
Whoo!
And they play that on the radio.
Yeah.
They bleeped it, of course, but they played it on the radio. And I don't know, man. Like, even you want to talk about like diss songs becoming hit songs? That was it. And that is part of what made it so scathing. Like, I think for those different songs on the list, different things made them scathing. It wasn't just like every song wasn't the same. Like for T.I., What's Up, What's Happening? The most scathing part of that was the video.
Yeah.
My man was like, "I'm good everywhere, bro. I can ride a bicycle through your hood. I'm not good here. Seems I'm pretty fine."
Yeah.
Right? Hit 'Em Up to me was just, no one had been that direct. That blatant, and that catchy ever.
And I think what's crazy about it, like, for me, Pac never came off as a lyricist.
Yeah.
But the shit he was saying was so damning and searing, and it was to the point where he gave you, like, maybe a 16, 24. I'm gonna let my little niggas ride on y'all. I'm gonna let the homies ride on. I'm not even like
Jersey.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not even gonna do what I can do but yet he like incinerated that whole beef in just like what 20, 24 bars.
Yeah. If you ask people like rap hit 'em up, they will most likely rap.
First off,
They would.
You claim, yeah. Oh my god.
And then the outro of it, like the most scathing parts of it are probably not even the bars that he raps. It's like the end of it, like the beginning and the end, where he's
straight
like,
up Prodigy.
Bro, he's like, doesn't one of y'all got sickle cell or something?
R.I.P. to, yeah.
Why, bro?
Yeah.
That plus the my 4-4 make sure all your kids don't grow. Dog, if Kendrick or Drake were like, I'm gonna kill your kid, we would all be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right, guys, relax. This is you guys are bugging right now.
And it didn't help when you think about, what Big was going through at the time with Faith.
Right. Her
taking the photo with Pac. I think that was at the set of the California Love video.
Yeah, I believe so.
But they had taken a photo together it wasn't viral at the time, but it spread. So they added some legitimacy. Because Faith wasn't even fucking with Big at the time like that.
Right.
To the claims that, what Pac had. But that, almost 30 years ago, which is crazy, and it still rings off to this day.
Like, he dissed all of New York.
Oh, yeah.
On that record. And niggas in New York still fucked with him after that. Mm-hmm. Like, Nas was like, I still love that guy.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I still fuck with him. Even Prodigy was like, yeah, that was rough, but like, still my guy. Rest in peace to Prodigy.
Yeah, but rest in peace to Pac, Prodigy, Big.
Crazy.
Created like Kodak moments, man. So when y'all get the chance, please go to billboard.com to check out the full list and the rankings.
Yeah. Thank you to all the accounts that shared it and posted it. All the comments were mostly funny.
Yeah.
But if you go and read the actual list before commenting, that would be awesome.
Absolutely. We're going to switch gears and go to J.Cole. He recently teamed up with Cash Cobain. He was featured on Cash Cobain's new song, Grippy, that released last Friday. Didn't get the best feedback from social media. A lot of people were like in the middle as far as trying to decide if Cole killed it or did he kind of tank, especially coming off his, him dipping out of the Kendrick-Drake battle. What's your reaction? Do you feel like people overreacting? He delivered on the verse.
I feel like people are overreacting. I think it's weird. Even though this isn't the first thing he's released since he bowed out, because he was on We Still Don't Trust You.
Yeah.
Which I thought, great verse.
Yeah.
Great verse.
Absolutely.
But people, were like, as soon as he comes back, it's like the same thing with Drake. As soon as he comes back, it got to be something crazy.
Got to hit.
And I think for Cole, it was just like, no, I'm going to slide on this song, on this thing. I'm pretty sure Cole likes the song, or else he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he was just like a big fan of Cash and was down to do something. And, I think he gave, this is to me, when Cole has like certain bags, this is his like love.
This is his planes bag.
Yeah. And, it's like a little goofy, a little immature, which rubs some people the wrong way. But I think people overreacted. People were like, "This is insensitive and offensive," which I was like, "I don't."
Insensitive and offensive is crazy.
And then
is it because you think because he is older? He's a family man, projecting himself to be a family man with a wife and kids, talking about Grippy.
Yeah, I mean that might be it. He positions himself as this guy who's like so wise and above all of the silliness that most of the rappers involve themselves with. So I think people hold him to a different standard. If Drake was rapping about Grippy, no one would care.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. But yeah, I don't think it was his best verse, but I don't think people talking about like he fell off. I was like, this is crazy.
I think it's interesting, and of course, he's a feature artist, so he can't. I mean, technically, he can block, on some clearance shit, and just be like, yo, don't drop this. But since he bowed out, pulled out pulled the 7-minute drill off streaming. Like we said, the last 2 features have kind of been like some lovey-dovey type vibes instead of like coming with these hard-hitting verses that we're accustomed to hearing from him, especially, last year alone. I think last year, 2018, he catapulted into maybe the top 5, top 3.
Just murdering everything.
Best feature artists of all time. So I think people were expecting some kind of urgency from him.
Yeah, I that's understandable. It's understandable. I think people fans of his wanted to be assured that the guy that they were rooting for, the guy that they've been following, and the guy that they love is still that guy. And I think they're still waiting to see that. I'm sure they'll get it, but I don't think he's delivered on that yet.
I'm gonna pose you this. Now, this is, of course, you go down Reddit, and you have a lot of psychos on there. People are claiming this is all a strategic ploy on his part, playing off to the title of the Fall Off. Like, he's giving you these lackadaisical, lackluster verses. He pulled out, this is not typical of Jermaine. He's giving you some mid verses to play off of his upcoming album, which is titled The Fall Off. Do you think any merit in that?
The idea is he is trying to crater his career just so he can then have an album that says psych. I'm still.
And these are the Go Hard Cole fans. These are like the cats in at Bleed Dreamville suggesting that
anything is possible, but I highly doubt that.
Yeah,
I think Jermaine loves rap too much to be whack on purpose. Like, I don't think he would do that. I can't see him putting out something that in his head, he's like, this is whack.
Right.
But it plays towards a longer game that I'm playing that no one knows about.
That'd be a crazy storyline.
it would be nuts. It'd be some, it'd be some true like Andy Kaufman shit.
I got you.
if he was like, I'm gonna be a whack rapper
for the next 6 to 12.
You really got to commit. If you're gonna be a whack rapper for 6 to 12 months, you really got to commit to it. You got to put out more music.
And that's the thing. Besides the grippy, I guess that was like cringe, but I thought the verse was solid. Like, he was flowing. It was like Jermaine circa like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I didn't think people were gonna have the reaction that I saw about it on Twitter. But I just think it's after this beef, everything is everything is touchy, everything is crazy,
hypersensitive.
Like Drake coming back on a Sexyy Red song. People are like, well, what is this?
Bodied it though,
and it's like the whole conversation around that was like, how could you do this considering what Kendrick just said about you?
Absolutely.
So I think for fans of every artist involved in that, I think it's going to happen to Kendrick too. I think whatever Kendrick drops next, people are going to be like, one, this better not involve the beef. It has to be separate from the beef. But it also has to be fire.
Yeah.
It also has to be something that's just unmitigated fire.
That's a great point.
So I think they all have these expectations built around their fan bases that are pushing them to do these things, because they all want to make sure that their artist is still their artist, that their artist is still there. That's true. I think for Cole fans, I don't think they have anything to worry about. I think he's still J.Cole.
Absolutely. I agree. I think we got to give a special shout out to, man, Cash Cobain. He's just been cooking, man.
Killing it.
On the new Don Toliver record, on the new A Boogie record, he's been working, man. So I got to give him his props on that.
Good to see New York, have a young cat that's back in the mix.
It's all about the longevity. I don't want him to be just a flavor of the month.
Yeah.
But right now he got it.
That's the thing.
Yeah, right now he got it.
You got to start somewhere. This is, it's better that we have him than better that than Ian.
Getting a little stray, man. Shout out to Ian, man. Yeah, I fuck with Grand Slam, man. That's about it. But, somebody who is on the top of her game right now, she is absolutely killing it. Sexyy Red. On Friday, she released her new mixtape, And Sexy We Trust. 14 tracks, executive produced by Tay Keith. Features Drake, Lil Baby. Man, I how can I say this? I wasn't a Sexyy Red fan to start with. I appreciated the singles. I thought the singles were fucking hard and amazing. This tape made me a believer.
This is the tape that did it for
This
you.
is the tape that did it for me. And
Okay.
there's certain records on there, like Sport is fucking hard. Like, it's where it made me appreciate her songwriting abilities. I know it sounds crazy because she's not the most lyrical person in the world. She could write a fucking hook.
She's a great songwriter.
She's an amazing songwriter, and I think it's genius that she partnered up with somebody like Tay Keith who can build.
Shout out to Tay Keith.
Yeah.
Some of the best beats he's made.
Absolutely.
And I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Going straight to her.
Yeah.
Murdering it. But that's interesting. It's interesting that this is the album.
Yeah, man. Because I think it's part of me. It's just the New York in me, man. It was like you still at some point like you crave lyricism, and then it's kind of like it's like with Gunna. Like I wasn't a huge Gunna fan, but the last few years, I really gravitated towards Gunna and appreciated things beyond the lyrics, like the melodies, like the beat choice. Like lyricism isn't always what makes an artist. And there's certain vibes for everything. Like, there's certain records on this project outside when Mike Will made it that I could hear ringing off. There's records beyond the Drake and Baby songs that I think could really ring off this summer.
Yeah.
So I got to give her credit because I thought she was just a flash in the pan, but she really has something here.
Yeah, I think she keeps delivering, which I was a fan of her from the jump. I thought her last tape was great. My biggest concern after the last tape was how is she going to continue this?
Yep.
I was like, there's no way she has more of these in the stash, and she somehow continues to make hits. I think, as you said, her songwriting is really good. I think she has great beat sensibility. She knows what she sounds good over. I brought up Ian just now, but it's funny because people are like, oh, this kid is the best approximation of Gucci circa like the early 2010s. And I'm like, Sexy is the best approximation of Gucci from the early like 2010.
Yeah.
She
encapsulates that whole vibe.
That's it. Like I know Gucci is listening to this like, motherfucker.
That's mini me. Should be on 1017
like,
right now.
I should be getting something off this. I should be getting some paper off this. But yeah, I think she's incredible, and I think, you know, as we were mentioning the Drake song, all we heard was a snippet at first with Drake rapping over
BBL Drizzy,
and everyone was like, oh, this might not go well. But then I heard the whole song, and I was like, oh, this is great.
Pretty good.
She's so charming. I think she's a good rapper. I think what she's able to convey, I think she has good lyrics. I think her flow needs work. I think she's not able to like have the same way that Gucci was able to just
catch that beat,
bop along.
Yeah.
I think she's still working on that. But I think her lyrics are pretty good.
Stabbing chicks with a fork is crazy.
Insane. But I think her song sensibility is so strong.
Yeah.
Like so strong. I saw some people being like, it's clear Drake is helping her write these, and I'm like, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. I don't think Drake can write these types of songs.
I don't think so. And I what I appreciate about Sexy is her authenticity.
Yeah.
Unapologetically being her. I mean, she's out here twerking at a Zach Bryan concert. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you don't see that every day. You know what I'm saying? But you know, she's able to pull it off. I guess the bigger question I have is, what do you think her ceiling is?
I don't know, man. Like, I'm curious to see how these songs perform because this is a great test, right? This is as big as she's ever been. You know, Drake is going through his shit, but song with Drake, it's a good song. Depending on how big that song can get, I think we'll see what her ceiling is. But I also think, is there a world in which she can make an unabashedly pop song? The Mike Will song is like
Outside.
It's like a
tweener,
a nudge in that direction.
I mean, Rich Baby Daddy gives Target vibes.
Yeah, but that's not like
how pop do you want her to go?
I don't think she would make that. I don't think that would be a Sexyy Red pop song.
If it wasn't for Drake, you saying?
Well, I just don't think like Sexyy Red would make
Or what is a Sexyy Red pop song to you?
I think the Mike Will song.
That's how pop. Interesting.
I think the Mike Will song "Outside" is a good idea of where she can take it.
Okay.
I think the lyrics would have to kind of get toned down a bit. Like the chorus to that is like "Let's go" because all the niggas outside.
Yeah.
Hilarious and fun.
Yeah.
But what's a Sexyy Red song that a mom would let their kid put on the same playlist that like Taylor Swift is on? Like those don't exist yet.
They don't.
They might not ever exist, and that's fine.
Like the safest one might be Ski.
Yeah. I mean, I see TikToks and videos of kids, singing her songs all the time. So it's definitely possible. But I think it's like once you make a song that can crack that world, she can do it. But right now, I like that she's just focusing on the world and the people she's focusing on. I like that she's not even aiming for that. I love that.
Yeah.
I like that she's building this base and she's serving that base repeatedly, without even a look towards the charts. I don't think she even cares, really. And there might come a time when Larry calls in Max Martin. It's like, all right, let's
Max Martin is Sexyy
let's
Red.
make this happen. But I hope not. I hope she keeps going like this for a while. I hope she just keeps making these songs that resonate with where she came from, and like inner cities across the country. And I think she's fine. My hope is that the world just comes to her, as opposed to her having to like go out and make things that other people have to like. People have to be like, oh well, I can listen to this because this person's on the song, or it's produced by this person, or she's not talking about this stuff. I hope it's the other way, where I hope people like see her on wrestling and they're like, oh, who's this? I'm going to listen to her more, and more people come to her world. I hope she doesn't change for a while. I hope she stays this way for like at least 5 more years.
Well, shout out to Sexyy Red, man. If you haven't, make sure you check out that tape too.
Where's Nelly at?
Yo, I was saying this earlier. He probably sick. He couldn't Godfather her in. But I feel like she'll pay homage. I could see her do a flip of EI.
Yeah, if she flips any big Nelly hit, like
Hot. I mean, what's the name did Hot in here? Annalie Chopper.
Oh yeah, damn.
No, to your point about the pop bag, what if she flipped Ride With Me?
Fire.
That would be crazy.
Fire. Or what is Dilemma?
Dilemma.
Fire.
Sexy and who? Drake? Yeah.
Fire.
Bring back the 2-way with the Excel spreadsheet.
Yo, Dilemma 25 would be a hit. That would be a hit.
Yo.
Book it right now.
Yo.
Dilemma 25, Sexyy Red and Drake.
Drake rocking the Band-Aid right here.
You know he would do it.
He would too,
he would do it.
Sheesh.
That's a hit.
That's genius.
That's a hit.
Make sure y'all give us some points on that.
Yeah, Larry. I need my points.
Yeah, man. But really appreciate y'all for kicking with us. This was a fresh episode of Billboard Unfiltered. We'll see you guys next week.